Undershaders, Ajax continue to dominate the Dutch division. As for the chasing pack, what do? We'll take a little look. Eredivise. Folks, back once again with another issue show today. We take a look at match number 27 in the Eredivise out in the old Dutchlands, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash the Eredivise on the shader subscribe button, of course, bring you back up to date with all things Dutch football related, Blackburn Rovers related. Whoa, football, leaving it all here. That's right, of course. That's all the Dutch I can do for today. But I guess another win for Ajax means another 3 bloody points. And of course, giving a big old cushion for the lead at the top of the table. We'll take a look at all of that, and of course, in just a short minutes. But until then, if you're new, make sure to check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and all that kind of stuff. And again, a big shout out to the patrons supporting the channel behind the scenes. If you want to support the channel behind the scenes and join the illustrious bunch of men and women, check out that link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. But we're going to jump in the deep end now and have a look at how we got on. But first and foremost, we're going to take a look at how I got on these last week. Here we bloody go. Kicking it off with Willem II against Heerenveen. Big win for Willem. 3-1 win in the end to move the bloody chains. That's right. I actually won 1-0 win for Heerenveen. Goals coming from Sebastian Holman, Kawasi Ukere-Waralt, and Che Numney on the score sheet, giving Willem II the 3 points. Joey Verman getting the goal for Heerenveen. Too little, too late though. Big win for Willem as they move up the table. Den Haag, they did do this to Heracles, 2-1 in the end. Goal scores coming from Simon Bakis on scoring Ravelet as well, with of course Noah Vandinga getting a goal for Den Haag, but it was a big fat OG in the end. 3 points going to Hercules. Of course, I beat my boys 4-1 in the end. Absolutely demolished them. Marian Bodu on the score sheet. Kinna Cooper Miners as well. Daddy Dumic and Joe Drommel with big fat OGs. And Albert Goodmanson giving a big fat OG in favour of Twente. That's a 4-1 win going in favour of AZ Alkmaar. Keeps them in the hunt for at least second. Groningen against FC Emmen was a draw. 1-1 in the end. Actually, over the 2-1 win for Groningen. Big result. A big point now for Emmen. Of course, strugglers. Goal scores Alexander De Cruz on the score sheet. Glenn Bidgie as well for, of course, Emmen. Giving them a show of sports. Moving on for Sparta, they beat RKC Waalwijk in the end. 2-0 win for Sparta, giving them the W. Of course, Thomas Bukovic on the score sheet. Of course, Brian Schmitz as well, giving Sparta the W. 2-0 in the end. Actually, won the 1-0 win myself. Not too great, not too bad. VVV-Venlo, of course, beat. They actually lost to Fortuna Sittard. Alessandro Semido, Matt Stungent, and Zian Fleming on the score sheet, giving Sittard the W. Actually, over the 2-1 for Venlo. Jagogis Jabakamakis on the score sheet for, of course, Venlo again, as he continues to rip it apart at the top of the table, goal scoring wise. So 3-1 there for Sittard. Meanwhile, Utrecht, they lost to Vitesse Arnhem in the end. Big win for Vitesse, keeps them in the mix, of course. Top two. Osama Dafalio with a couple of goals there. Maximilian Wittek as well. Juliano Kirk in the goal for Utrecht, of course. Richard Bazoa get himself sent off for Vitesse Arnhem. A 3-1 win for them. Of course, Utrecht, shame on them. Meanwhile, PSV against Feyenoord and all square. Of course, the battle of the big boys. All square in the end. Goal scores on the day, though. Donny Marlon on score sheet, of course, PSV. Stephen Burgoyne getting the goal for Feyenoord as opposed to split right in the middle. Of course, Ajax, no questions asked. 2-0 win over PEC Zwolle, as with goals from David Neres and Nicolas Delavengo getting the goals for Ajax as they move, 8 points clear at the top of the table with a game in bloody hand. As you can see, I got myself 4, which is not great, but it's okay. The table looks like this, though. PSV are in second, AZ Alkmaar breathing down the next 3 points adrift, of course, in third. Vitesse in fourth, Feyenoord fifth. Groningen, Utrecht make up your top 7. Emmen and Den Haag going down at the moment. It looks like they're cut adrift from the rest of the pack, though, and Willem II the next best thing, really. Of course, there is that playoff spot, so they could still get relegated. So you don't really want to be in there at the end of it. Of course, kicking on further, then let's take a look at how you guys got on. Here we go. North 3 in the Shitface game, 4-7, just like me. Shitface Club 8+. You're in top bins, boys. Lionel L 50 did shit. Lars 123 did all right. Of course, Matt Gunner did bits. Okay, did okay. Ivan Stringer did shite. Oh, actually, Ojo did pretty good for himself. Well done. Of course, Ocho Omira also fair play. Jerome Lenders also did good. Gaming China not too shabby. Of course, Jelly Van Veen, of course, with the coolest name in town. Pretty good to score as well. Escoville not too shabby, of course, well played. Yana Buster did bits of shite. Magic Monday did good. Russell Frost, well played. Look at the patrons here. Well represented here, of course, well played. Cody Code also did good. Well done. Of course, Tom Stain also did very, very well. Of course, Shabbat also did very, very well indeed. Of course, James P. you are great. You did good. Of course, Alan MC, you know me. He did also very, very well as well. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard for this week. If your name's Yannick Bustler, Larnell, or Iron Stringer, just close your bloody eyes, brothers. If your name's Alan MC, you know me. Jelly Van Veen, you know me. Jerome Lenders, Matt Gunner, Russell Frost, take a bloody bow. Of course, we've got 5 kings. It's 5 kings of glory and tree. There is the top of the tree. So yeah, there they are, the kingpins for this week and this week alone. That's match number 26 out in the Dutch. But what's that done to the overall table? Well, Alan MC's down 42nd. He's moving the bloody chains, of course. As for Russell Frosto kicking ass and taking aims, of course, kingpin this week just adds another point on the board. But of course, Matt Gunner keeps up the heat with the same amount of points as well. So probably, I would say it is a top 5 horse race here. Game of Charlie maybe still in it, of course. And then you're starting to stretch it. 10 percentage points is quite a lot of points to make up, unless we cut his internet. Let's cut his internet, and then we'll see, of course, how it all pans out. But, of course, kicking all off with the next round of matches, a lot of points on the board right here, right now. Of course, Heerenveen take, of course, Twente kicks us all off on Friday, the 19th of March. Of course, played the last 6, 3 for Heerenveen, nothing for Twente, and 3 draws last time around. In Heerenveen was, in fact, a 0-0 draw back in August 2019. Goodness gracious me. Also, played this season in Twente was also a 0-0 draw. Heading into so Twente have actually won 10 of the last 11 matches in Eredivise. Was Heerenveen who actually defeated the last 5 at home. They came into this just 1 win the past 5 for Heerenveen. That was against Den Haag. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 5 for Twente. That was against AZM just the other day. Of course, a lot of draws knocking around though. A lot of draws. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? Give me a minute while I boot up the old the odds machine. Of course, Heerenveen coming to 64 for the victory, 12 to 5 is draw, 70-10 is your FC Twente. Of course, Heerenveen currently find themselves in 11th. A win for them, they can move up to 8th. Sitting in 8th is Twente, and a win for them, they can move up to 7th in the table. I think it'll be a draw on this one, 1-1 in the end. So not really, no movement there really. Of course, Sittard taking, of course, FC Utrecht into Saturday's games. Then shall we, of course, play to the last 6. 3 for Utrecht, nothing for Sittard, no draw, 3 draws. Last time around in Sittard was in fact one of those draws back in, of course, 2018 in September, 1-1 in the end. Urbe Omagnos on Scotia, of course, Sittard, of course, Andrej Nekalovic on Scotia, of course, Sittard, giving them a share of the sports. Utrecht, though, have actually won their last 3 away matches in Eredivise, and they come into this. Sittard, where are you? Just 1 win in the past 3. Of course, 3 wins in the past 5, though. As for Utrecht, they're also in similar sort of form, 3 wins in the past 5, but they come into this just 1 win in the past 3, if you want to look at it that way. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Sittard coming in shares 10-3 for the victory, 10-7 on is your Utrecht. They are your Stone Cold favourites, 14-5 is your draw. Utrecht are all the way up into 7th, and with them they can close in on 6th. As for Utrecht, they are down in, of course, it's actually not Utrecht. We're looking at Sittard. Sittard in 10th. Win for them. They can move up to bloody 7th above Utrecht on goal difference with a bit of a goal swing, of course. I'm going to go with the 2-win though for Utrecht. Will keep the heat, keep the pace, and keep on moving. And next up, of course, final taking, of course, FC Emmen. Of course, played to the last 6, 5 for Feyenoord, nothing for Emmen, 1 draw. Last round in final was a 3-0 win for Feyenoord, of course, back in February 2020. Goal scores on the day. Uzcan Uzgups on Scotia, of course, Nikolai Jorgensen, and of course, Louis Sinestra, as well as Feyenoord. Came out top with the 3 points. They also played this season in Emmen. Of course, there's a 5-goal thriller going in favour of Feyenoord as well. Emmen, though, failing to win 25 of the last 26 away matches, whereas Feyenoord undefeated in 20 of their last 21 at home. They come into this, though, unbeaten in the last 4. That's Emmen, picking up 2 draws and 2 wins on the spin. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 5 for Feyenoord. That 1 defeat was against AZ bloody Alkmaar. Type on this one in the form books anyway. Of course, FC Emmen, where are you? Actually, 15-2 for the victory. Of course, 10-3 on is your final. Stone Cold favourites, 92 is your draw. Feyenoord actually in, of course, 5th, and a win for them, they can close it in on 4th. Emmen are actually in 18th, but a win for them, they can move up to 17th, and maybe, just maybe, get a little bit of a belief that they can get something out of this. I don't think they'll win this one, though. Convincing win for Feyenoord, 3-1 in the end. Waalwijk 10, of course, Groningen. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, place for the last 6, nothing for Waalwijk, 4 for Groningen, 2 draws last time around. In Waalwijk was a 1-1 draw back in 2014. Goodness gracious me. Michael Deleuve on the Scotia, of course, Evander Snow getting the goal for Waalwijk. Of course, Hans Hantarbono get himself sent off for, of course, Groningen. Heading into this, though, Groningen did beat them last round this season in Groningen, of course. Groningen's form in this one, just 1 defeat the past 6. The 1 defeat was against Ajax. Meanwhile, 3 games without a win for Waalwijk. Of course, back-to-back defeats, of course, losing to Utrecht and losing to Sparta. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We got RKC coming at you 90-10 for the victory, 30-10 is your Groningen, 5-2 is your draw. Waalwijk coming in 14th. They're currently with this a win for them. They go up to 13th. As for the opposition, Groningen, they're coming in 6th, and for them to close in on bloody 5th. For me, going to go with a win for Groningen on this one, 2-0 on the road, 3 points in the bag, keep moving the chains. Next up we have Zwolle against VVV-Venlo, of course, played the last 6-2 for Venlo, 1 for Zwolle, 3 draws last round. In Zwolle was a 6-goal thriller going in favour of VVV-Venlo. Penrod Malap on the score sheet with a hat-trick, Peter van Ogen as well. Lennart Till getting a goal as well, with Stanley Ebers getting a goal with a 4-2 win for VVV-Venlo, of course, in the end. They also played this season in VVV-Venlo, of course, back in November, it was 2-2 draw in the end. Venlo have actually lost their last 7 matches in the Eredivise, because he at least 3 goals in the last 4 on the road. Yeah, absolutely horrific form for Venlo, 6 defeats on the spin. Just as for Zwolle, just 1 win in the past 5. That 1 win was against Heerenveen, of course, big one as well, 4-1 win in the end. Look at the bookies odds on this one. There we have Zwolle, 43 on for the victory, 7-2 is your VVV, 13-5 is your draw. Of course, Venlo actually in 15th, and win for them, they can move up to 14th, whereas Zwolle are actually up as high as 13th, but win for them, can close in on 12th. I think Zwolle will nick this one. No, they won't. Gone with a point. 1 win in the end. Surprise, surprise. Difficult one next up, though. We've got AZ Alkmaar up against PS Bloody V. It is second against third. Of course, they played each other the last 6. 3 for Alkmaar, 3 for PSV. No draws last round. In Alkmaar was a 1-0 win for AZ, of course, back in May 2019, with Goose Teal on the score sheet, of course, giving AZ Alkmaar the W. Of course, the picture of this season in PS Bloody V. 3-1 win for Alkmaar as well. In fact, the last 3 games, it's been all AZ Alkmaar over PS Bloody V. Heading into this, though, Alkmaar have actually scored at least 3 goals in the last 3 home matches, and Alkmaar have actually won 5 of the last 6 matches as well. They're coming into this. Just 1 defeat, though, the past 6 for AZ Alkmaar in all competitions. That was against VT's Arnhem, a couple games back. Meanwhile, unbeaten in the last 5. That's PSV pick up 3 wins and 2 draws to boot. Look at the book's odds on this one, shall we? What do we have on this one? AZ actually 9-5 for the victory, 30-10 is your PSV, 30-5 is your draw. Of course, a win for AZ Alkmaar in third. They could actually go above PSV into second with a bit of a goal swing. As for PSV, if they win in that one, they can close in on Ajax in top spot. Don't think it's happening, though. 2-1 win for AZ Alkmaar to make it 4 wins on the spin over PS Bloody V. Next up, we have VT's Arnhem taking, of course, Willem II. Played each other the last 6-5 for VT's. Nothing for Willem, 1 draw last round. In VT's was back in February 2019, 3-2 win for VT's. Goals from Brian Linson, Martin Odegaard, and Max Clark on score sheet, and Alexander Isic and Vangelis Pavardis on score sheet, of course, Wilhelm in a 3-2 win. Also played each other this season back in of course, October, 3-1 win for VT's. They also played in the Dutch Cup, also in December, 2-0 win for VT's. So 4 wins on the spin, 5 wins on the spin for VT's over Wilhelm. Can they make it 6? It looks very, very much so. Wilhelm have actually failed to win 15 out of 16 away matches. VT's, though, have actually won the last 3. They come into this 4 wins on the spin in all competitions. As for Wilhelm, they're actually unbeaten in the last 4, picking up 2 wins and 2 draws to boot. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this one? VT's coming at you, of course, 29 on. They are the Stone Cold favourites. 3-1 is your draw, 30-2 is your Wilhelm. Wilhelm coming to this in the playoff spot at the moment, but a win for them, they can move up to 14th, whereas VT's are 4th. A win for them, they could actually move to 3rd in the table. They get another win with a 2-0 win at home, 3 points, move the chains. Heracles Almelo taking the call Sparta Rotterdam. Played each other the last 6, 2 wins apiece, 2 draws last time around. In Heracles was a 5-goal thriller going in favour of Heracles back in, of course, December 2017. Dries Vertens on the score sheet, Vincent Vermeij, Ruben Nemanja on the score sheet, of course, Nick Proswich getting the goals for Sparta and Brace. They also played each other this season in Sparta back in, of course, October was a 1-1 draw. Heracles, though, scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches coming into this. Heracles unbeaten in the last 3, pick up 2 wins in the draw. Same can be said for Sparta, 2 wins in the draw as well. 2 teams in identical kind of form. Look at the bookies odds on this one, shall we? Heracles coming at you 23-20 for the victory, 94 is your away win, 12-5 is your draw. Sparta come into this in 12th, and win for them, they can move up to 11th. Heracles are actually up to 9th, and win for them, they can move up to 7th. In the end, I've gone with a 2-1 win for Sparta. Upset the apple cart, getting the away win over Heracles Almelo. And then wrapping up with the Ajax up against ADO Den Haag. Is actually top versus next to bottom. Played for the last 6-5 for Ajax, 1 draw, nothing for ADO Den Haag. Last time around, though, in Amsterdam was a 6-1 win for Ajax, back to, of course, December 2019. Goal scores on the day. Hakim Ziyech, Johnny van der Beek, Jurgen Elkermats, Ryan Gravenberch, Dusan Tadic, and Lastenia Traore, giving Ajax a 6-goal lead. Jun Goossens getting a goal for Den Haag. Danny Baker got himself sent off. However, they also pitched this season in Den Haag, another 6-goal thriller going in favour, though, of Ajax again, 4-2 over Den Haag. Ajax actually won 21 of the last 25 matches at home. They come to this 4 on the spin in all competitions, including the Dutch Cup and the Europa League. Meanwhile, of course, back-to-back defeats for Den Haag, losing Heerenveen, losing Heracles as well. The bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, Ajax 25-1 on. Stone Cold favourite, 60-1 is your draw. 28-1 long shots, that's your Den Haag. Of course, Den Haag are 17th, but with them we can close it in on 16th. Of course, Ajax are top And they'll be top no matter what. And they're going to win anyway. 3-0 win. No problems asked. Piece of piss. If I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Ajax will have, of course, an 11-point clearance over PSV with a game in hand. The race heats up, though, of course, for second with PSV, AZ Alkmaar, VT Arnhem just separated by 1 point for the chase for runners-up. Of course, Utrecht, Groningen and Feyenoord also in the top 7. Of course, Emmen and Den Haag going down at the moment. Venlo and Wilhelm still in the mix, as are RKC Waalwijk for that playoff spot as well, down the bottom. That's what I think, of course, will happen. Be sure to get picks in nationally for this one, and we'll do it all again very, very soon. Of course, after this games, there will be a bit of a break, of course, international break. Looking forward to that. Bit of a chance to take a step back and look at some other videos and plans for the channel. So hopefully you won't miss me, but you will still see me. We've still got, of course, World Cup qualifying predictions on here, plus other bits and pieces. So make sure you stick around. If you're new anyway, make sure you bang subscribe, bang the thumbs up, smash the little bell. Check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the best place to do it. Until then, though, be sure to be safe out there, mask up 6 feet, and see you all next time with, of course, the next round of picks. Until then, I'm out.